Hey guys, it's Vic. How you doing? I wanted to talk to you today about the term macronutrient. A macronutrient refers to the classification of chemical compounds that humans take in large quantities or bulk quantities for energy. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And that's a definition as per Wikipedia. I didn't come up with that on my own. But I wanted to talk to you today about your own breakdown of macronutrient organization. So an example, you're taking 2,000 calories a day in your diet, 5,000, 10,000, doesn't matter. How would you break that down into those three categories? Carbs, proteins, and fats. And it's important to know that for a lot of reasons. But let me show you what my breakdown used to look like. So my diet was 45% carbs, 50% protein, and 5% fat. And that's how I re-engineered or deconstructed my diet. I broke down everything into the classification of what each thing was, and this was the percentages: 45 carbs, 50 proteins, 5 fats. But I have to be honest, when I was eating this way, I felt a little bit disconnected from myself. I would fatigue relatively early on in my workouts, and I felt sluggish and tired. And the reason I was doing that was because I obviously didn't want to gain weight around the midsection, and I thought carbohydrates weren't going to be my friend in that regard. So let me tell you what I did. I had to get over the feeling of feeling sluggish and weak and so on, so I re-engineered my breakdown, my macronutrient breakdown. I basically just shifted. I went from 45 carbs to 55 carbs, 40 protein, and 5 fat. And this made a huge difference, not only in my training, but also in how I looked. You see, I was worried that the food or the carbohydrates that I ate were going to sort of lay on top of me. And a lot of people have that concern that their food is going to sort of stack up on top of them. And you hear people say that all the time. When I eat such and such, it goes right to my rear end. Or if I eat such and such, it goes right to my hips. And if I eat such and such, it goes right to my abs or my face or my neck or whatever. But when you're eating clean food, you have to think of the food not coming outside of you, not landing on certain body parts, but rather coming into the body and pushing everything out from the inside out. It's a much different way to look at food. You tend to look at it as nourishment and your friend versus your enemy of adding on top of you. When you're eating clean, you never have to be concerned too much about the food sort of overpowering or laying on you. That's when you're eating not so clean that it has that effect. But when you're eating clean and you're just juggling around your macronutrient breakdown, feel free to rearrange or reorganize, because sometimes it just takes a little tweak. So if you're feeling sluggish, there is a possibility that you're not getting enough carbohydrates. Make a simple change. You don't have to go maybe as drastic as I did with your change, but maybe a 5% difference, a 10% difference. Maybe you're also feeling a little bit weak, so it's not just more tired, but a little bit weak. You might want to increase your fat. Now, I tend to keep my fat relatively low, and that's because I just like to eat a lot of good food that doesn't contain a lot of fat. I'm not really doing that on purpose. I may actually increase my fat a little bit to see if I can even feel better, because if I train a little bit more, I may feel a little bit, I do feel a little bit weak from time to time, but I don't lack energy now. And I may mess around with that just to see if it would change or if it would help me in some way. And I think that try to remain flexible, but the most important thing is that you have a sense of the breakdown so that you can make these slight adjustments. You stick with one for a little while, see how you feel. Re-engineer it, put some percentages in different places, see how you feel. So I would take this more around how I feel. I would let how I feel be the judge of this rather than any specific formula. Now, if you didn't see the Harris-Benedict principle video that I have, which basically talks about how to maintain your body weight, how many calories you need to maintain your body weight, which also intimates how many calories you would need to gain weight or how many calories you would need to lose weight. That video is important, so I'll put a link to that video as well. And just keep this in mind. Keep in mind your breakdown. Take some time and re-engineer your tablet of your breakdowns. And again, use how you feel as a judge. If you're feeling sluggish, you can move some to the carbohydrate side and take some percentages away over here. And if you're feeling weak, you can add some to the fat, because you know fat, believe it or not, is a very good fuel. It's not always your enemy. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it helped in some way. Visit me at Vic's Natural. Say hello on Facebook. And also I'm teaching classes on Powwow. I offer one-on-one training as well as a customized diet and exercise plan. And we can do just the plan, or we can actually do an actual training session from my home to your home. So look forward to hearing from you in some way. All the best. Peace, love, and muscles.